This bit here, I would split it from where it's...
Daniel McIntyre knows all too well how much destruction storms can bring.
It was quite devastating when we seen this arrangement, what happened with the force of the water.
He's still repairing damage from torrential rain and floods in July as he watches Hurricane Lee get closer.
Thanks, guys.
And he's not alone. In Halifax, long lines as many stock up before the storm's landfall Saturday. New Brunswick also telling residents, get ready.
I do want to stress the importance of not being complacent with this storm.
At this marina near Moncton, the president of the Port Authority says there's no knowing what will happen after the last 2 hurricanes came in from different directions.
We've had major storm surges and we've been lucky in the past overall, but we've also got some pretty big damages in the past, and it's just better safe than sorry.
And while PEI is expected to take less of a hit, officials are still opening reception centers for people who need to shelter.
We must stay sensible and be prepared for whatever comes our way.
All this almost 1 full year after the region was pummeled by Fiona. While memories of that disaster are still fresh, Lee is not expected to bring the same devastation.
But in terms of intensity, nothing like we saw with Fiona last year.
Back in Bedford, Daniel McIntyre says he'll be ready.
We've had storms here before. I mean, it's Nova Scotia you're in, so we'll see what comes from it.
Knowing that whatever happens, someone will have to pick up the pieces after. Shayna Lux, CBC News, Halifax.
Meteorologist Ryan Snodden is back with us tonight from Halifax. So Ryan, can you take us through that detailed forecast just as Lee closes in?
Yeah, still a Category 1 storm, Adrienne, and moving northward now at a pretty good clip. It will continue to weaken over the next 24 hours, but we are expecting it to move into the region as a Category 1 storm or a very strong tropical storm, transitioning to a post-tropical storm, which means the wind field spreads out and really will make its effects known across the region Saturday into Sunday.
Okay, so we know the storm is not expected to hit with, Fiona's force, but it does appear to be bringing some potential dangers, right? Like strong winds, those really strong waves.
Absolutely, especially in the southwest of Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, closest to Lee's track. This is where we have the greatest likelihood of gusts exceeding 90 kilometers per hour. This is where outages look the most likely and possible damage, especially along the coast where we could see gusts up to 120. Also keeping an eye on the surge, this big push of water that will come with this storm. Less concerned tonight about the Bay of Fundy, but the Canadian Hurricane Center mentioning specifically Shelburne, Liverpool to Halifax, high tide time Saturday morning and again Saturday evening. This big wall of water will push a lot of water inland. Could see sea levels pushing 1 meter above high tide, both in the morning and the afternoon and evening. It's something to keep an eye on. Adrienne.
All right, well, I'll be watching. Meteorologist Ryan Snodden in Halifax.